everybody stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessing of our students, our staff, our teachers, our administrators, Lord, and the whole community that just makes this school such a wonderful place. Lord, we ask that you will help us to have a good, healthy, safe school year, Lord, and students will learn and prosper. In your holy Son's name we pray. Amen.
All right.
He's a jolly good fellow.
I made it.
Okay, let's see, we're ready to adjourn the meeting, right? Oh, okay.
You started a minute early.
We started an hour ago. We just finished up. Okay, the meeting's called to order at 6:32 p.m. Okay, we're gonna start off with a presentation about the iLearn.
Yes. So you have a handout there, it's stapled together. We have the first page is some of our targeted areas. You know, we have some areas we want to do better in. So we'll come back to page 1, but that's what I want to focus the biggest chunk of our time on is, you know, what are we going to do to improve in the areas where we have shortfalls, and where are we going to do in our areas where we have strengths and continue to get better there as well. So we'll first look at page 2, and if you can see we got the grade level column there on the far left. In the middle is the state percentages, and then you'll see the percentages of proficient for our school. If it's highlighted in red, you can see we are below state average. If we're green, we're above. If it's yellow, we're either at or approaching it. Obviously, we've got some pockets of some areas that we need to do better. We recognize that. The top portion there is English language arts. And then the bottom section, the bottom chart there is for math. Again, some areas that we need to make some improvements on there. The second page, the third page that's stapled together there, there's no color coding on that, but I know a lot of people want to know where we at as far as Greene County. And I've listed the first column there, or I guess the first column with percentages is the state averages. Then I have our scores, and then I have the 4 schools in the county, their scores there. And then I put next to our score where we rank in the county. Okay? And you can see again, language arts at the top, math at the bottom. You know, there's as I mentioned earlier, there are some pockets that we are extremely happy with. We think some grade levels have done an exceptional job. There's others that we certainly have to make some improvements. I think some of the logistic changes we've made will help. I think moving the 5th grade will help. One of the things on the agenda tonight is we are adding a position. I've shared a little bit about that with you. I think that will help some of those scores there. I did ask both our middle school and elementary principal to talk a little bit about what we're going to do, because when we got the scores, we've been talking about this for 2 or 3 weeks in conjunction with all of our work getting ready for school. How are we going to combat these? Because this is on all of us. We all want to do better. We all expect ourselves to do better, and it's not just about working harder. I mean, you can work really hard at something, and if you're not doing it the right way, you're not going to make any improvements. I'm an old coach, and you can take batting practice 3 hours a day, and if you don't have good technique, you're never going to hit a baseball come game time. So you've got to make sure that you're practicing quality and proven strategies to do that, and I think we have that. So I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Quimby and Mrs. Clary to talk a little bit about and we can talk more about those scores if you would like, but I would like for you to look at the front page here as we focus on some of the strategies that we're putting forth. They're going to explain these to you. Ladies, if you want, I'll jump in. And
Yeah,
So I'll start. I think it's important, over the last couple of years, I think it's important to note that we are trending upward. Since I would say 2019, we've seen growth every year. Now it takes a while to grow. Obviously, it's a consistency and moving forward. And so some of the things that are on here that we have come up with are things that we may have started some last year, but we think that consistency through the buildings, both elementary and middle school, and then continuing on in the same, using some of these things, the consistency will help increase and close those gaps that we're seeing between the state and our scores. So one of the first things, if you look there, when we talk about literacy and academic vocabulary, so one thing that's I think important to note about test taking is that there are lots of words that they see multiple times on multiple different tests. So yes, you have a math test that says evaluate, but you're evaluating in social studies, you evaluate in science, and so sometimes what we see is that students get tripped up by the vocabulary on the test. They're like, well, that's a math word. It's not just a math word, it's a word in all things. So some of the things that we've been doing at the middle school that I've shared with Kara and that's on here is that we've been doing weekly school-wide academic vocabulary and focusing on embedding that in all subjects. They have a challenge at the end of the week that they do. I talk about it on the announcements every day. They're using it in T-Bird time. The teachers have posters up in the classrooms where they see that and address it in all their different classes. Another thing that we're adding this year and that elementary and middle school are both moving towards is UFly framework for phonics and decoding. So this is going to help our fluency in reading, which will then, of course, increase our comprehension, which will increase not only our language arts scores, but our science, our social studies, and everything in between. We're lucky because Mrs. Quimby comes with a background in UFly from MCCSE, so she's going to be helping to kind of implement that across both elementary and middle school.
What does that stand for?
University of Florida Literacy Institute.
Okay.
It's just a framework for, just focusing on the big five.
I just had no idea what it
The keys
meant.
to literacy.
And the consistency in the terms from one building to the next is important, that we've those two have built into that, bought into that, and it's something that's already started trickling into the teachers of what our expectations are in that regards there. Go ahead, ladies.
One of the things we are focusing on is trying to get some regular classroom visits. I logged a lot of steps last week, just getting out into the classrooms, getting the kids familiar with that sound, the door opening and someone coming in. But being there, doing those real-time visits, real-time feedback with our teachers, I think is really important. And we have already started planning out our professional development days coming up, making sure that those are intentional and centered around these goals.
And I will add something as well with Miss Morgan. Some of her duties have been a little restructured. She was the corporation curriculum director. We've scaled some of that back. She's still going to help lead the charge with the curriculum directing at the elementary, but the middle school and high school will take theirs so she can spend more time. She has some background and she's very knowledgeable in instructional coaching and working, and so we want to use her resources where she's best suited, and she's already taken the reins on that and has assisted in one of our fourth grade classrooms where we had a couple issues, just a change of plans in there, and we will talk a little bit about that later in the board meeting. But those are some other institutional changes that we're making across the board to help meet some of this.
Of course, data-driven interventions, everything we do will be based on the data that we receive. The state has a really good plan when it comes to checkpoints. We were on the pilot last year, and what a lot of the teachers saw was that if they followed the plan that the state had put out, not telling you how to teach anything, but telling you that checkpoint 1 is going to be over these 6 standards. And so teachers were able to focus on those 6 standards instead of, well, I know sometime in the year this is going to be tested. So with that, they were able to then design their instruction, not to the test, but to design it and break it up in a very consistent manner. So based on those checkpoints, it does a very good job of breaking down what standards students are struggling with. We're able to get some individualized data, and then we're able to start putting our kids into groups and we do that in both buildings. So flexible grouping based on what we're seeing on the scores. In the middle school, we have a reading and a math lab time that's built into our schedule specifically for interventions. This has been very helpful in those classes to target the information. And then
We do the same.
yeah, they have something very similar.
Another piece about IXL, that last year it was a pilot, and we elected, before I was here, they elected to join in the pilot, so it wasn't mandated across the board. Teachers could utilize it, some utilized it more efficiently and more frequently than others, but the trending and the data does show those that utilized it and bought into it and really utilized that data on a day-to-day basis, their scores reflected that they did better. So from a top down, from me, down to them, down to the teachers, that's an expectation because there's some cost involved. The IXL program is not a cheap program, but it has been very valuable, and we have added that as a piece of our curriculum. So if we're going to invest that, we want to utilize it because the data does support that it's been successful. Those that utilized it to its full potential.
And they had some updates over the summer,
Yes.
which are going to be super helpful because you can actually put in the student's checkpoint data, and it will create an individualized practice for them without you having to come up with the questions or anything. It's going to be a game changer, I think, really. It's kind of their AI portion of IXL. So that's going to be very helpful. Next, we mentioned some cross-curricular. Again, things are not subject isolated. All of these things can be done and practiced over all subject areas. So cross-curricular, reading and writing in all content areas. Our science teachers work really hard at doing claim evidence response. They're called CERs. It's an opportunity for them to read something and then write about it, give their claim, give their evidence that supports their claim, and then reasoning why they selected that. So we also have what's called No Red Ink that we're trying to implement in the middle school that will be used in social studies and science as well. Again, just helping with text structure, grammar, understanding, test-taking strategies in all classes. So showing your work, eliminating, there's always, I still use it to this day. Which ones can I eliminate that I know are, not even close to the correct answer? Mark those off in your brain and just focus on the other two. So just teaching them how to take a test or how to do well on a test is another thing that we're doing.
Then we move into goal setting. I think it's really important for kids to understand where they are and where they want to be. So I think that's something that we've talked about, wanting to have those conversations with kids. I know as a district we have goals. We have goals for our school, but having kids understand what those goals are. And then when you retest and they get to see the progress that they've made, they really buy into it. And I think teachers setting goals for their class is really important too. So that's something we're really going to work on. And then you can share those data boards, home score reports, any way you want to share them. We've used a variety of ways, but just having that sort of conversation and transparency with the kids is really important.
And then we can't do it alone, and so engaging our parents and our families, sharing the same things that we're doing at school, sharing that with the community, with families, giving them examples of how they can help. A lot of times people want to help, they're eager to help, they just maybe don't know how to help. And so by giving some really solid examples of how you can help at home, in our newsletters, in our conferences, which will come up here in September, midterm reports, all of that. So elementary does math or family night sometime.
We have
for
a science
science
coming
night.
up.
So different ways to include.
So-
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, you can see we've got a wide range approach here of some steps that we're going to take and implement and expectations that are coming down from the top. I mean, you know, ultimately, it rests on me to make sure that, you know, that our scores are where they need to be. And I think we can all agree that we certainly have some areas we've done exceptionally well, but we have some areas we need to do much better. So I do appreciate their efforts on, you know, talking about the direction we're gonna go. And to help keep us accountable, I'd like to come back to the board in maybe January and kind of report on where we're at with the IXL and, you know, how, like a revisit of this and let you know how that's going, how the kids are building. And we want the kids to buy into the goal setting without feeling pressured. Because, you know, so many kids, it's that fine line. The test is important, we wanna do well, but we don't want that kid to like panic and freak out. I mean, I think even as young adults, you see that a lot in high school, kids that won't take a test well, or they go off to college, or because they just get worked up about it. And if I think, I've always told my own kids, you're more comfortable when you're more prepared. So I think it's our duty to make sure that the kids are prepared, and I think we have a roadmap here to do that. So if you have any questions, we can answer those now, and we can discuss these a little bit more later on, if you want to talk about some specific classroom areas and such.
Apparently, the 4th and 7th grades is doing something right.
I would agree with that. Our scores across the board
So
are a little stronger
what
there.
are the other classes not doing that they're doing?
Well, I mean, it's not as simple as that. I mean, because it's a certain group of kids. I would, and I don't have this data in front of me, we want to see how did those students do as 6th graders before they went to 7th grade? Did they, because sometimes if the kids started here.
We have last year's, right?
We do have, I just don't have those right in front of me right now. I'm sorry, I don't have those, but I can say we have some quality teachers in those grades, and we have quality teachers at every grade level. But they're, you know, one grade level, I can say we did have some turnover in some teachers. Obviously that does impact the kids when we had 3 different instructors in one of those grade
Well,
levels.
I guess, I don't know what they're doing.
Right.
But whatever they're doing, shouldn't we, like, look at what they're doing
Well,
and push it on to the other?
I do
grades?
know several of those teachers in those 2 grades that you mentioned, 4th and 7th, were very active and involved in the IXL and utilized that. I know a couple of them went to some trainings specifically for that, and they brought it back and they helped teach their team on how to use that. I know that specifically happened in 4th and 7th. So that's why, to me, as a former, you know, building level administrator, that's something I saw that was positive, and those teachers have embraced it and it's translated, so we need to get everybody to embrace that.
Okay, next question I have is, I was looking at this chart, and Lynn, what are they doing? They got all these, most of them, they got a couple that's down there.
Right.
They're doing something we're not doing.
Well, across the board, Linton's scores are a little bit better across the board than ours, but if you look at that, you know, we do have, there are a handful of especially in language arts, we're 1 or 2 in the county in 3 grades, and in math, we're 1 or 2 in 2 of the grades. But I can't speak to Linton, I mean, I'm
We're at the
not,
bottom.
in a couple of them, we are.
Why?
There, like I said, I own that we have some improvements that we need to make, and
Well, and one of the things that we did, back in the day when, remember the year we got the F? Oh my gosh. That was an awful year. But the years around that, we did a lot of things like, I mean, if you think things are going well in Linton, one of the things I might do is send a team over.
Right.
And go visit. What are you
Right.
doing? And so there's probably not been a lot of that going on, especially since COVID. But you learn so much when you spend 5 minutes in another school, so.
And I have a relationship with the leadership
Yeah,
over
so
there, and that is
maybe-
something that we would certainly
I
embrace.
think that'd be a great
the
idea.
opportunity to do something like
Especially a
that.
school that's similar size,
Yeah,
similar demographics.
similar, and just, let's, and share, share, do a little more.
I just wondered
collaborative.
if they were doing something that we don't know about.
I mean, I don't know that they're doing anything drastically different, but I can't speak to that because I'm not there. I would have to talk with their administration and see, but I can certainly, I'll make a note to follow up with them, and I've got some other contacts, and we can look and see what some other schools are doing. It's what educators are known for, you steal from other people.
Sure,
You know, if something works well, you steal that
that's right.
and
Don't reinvent the wheel.
absolutely, 100%. But we own them, we know that we need to make some improvements, and we're committed to doing that, and that's why I said I want the accountability to come back and tell you where we see we're projected and
Well,
what.
our
how we're
scores
doing.
wasn't great last year, if I recall right. I can't tell you what
I
they were.
look, they were a little bit worse.
Yeah, so I do think that we've trended, I mean, like I said, I mean, we need to do better.
Well, and I think that's why it was important for me to point out in the beginning that we are trending upward. Because, and I don't know what Linton's scores look like, last year or the year before, but if you have stayed at 47% or whatever it is for the last 5 years, to me, that doesn't mean that you are growing or doing anything better, where we may have started lower, but we're catching up now. So I mean, I think that definitely moving in the right
That's a great
direction.
point.
And we can get some data together and share that with you. I will work on getting that, I'll just share that to you with you in an email.
I'm just thrilled. Great work on some strategic initiatives here and thinking together as a team. I love that. We're really excited about the future of Eastern Greene, and I've learned this a long time, good, solid, consistent leadership is important to grow, and I think we have that set up in place right now. So I'm real excited about all of the administrators we have, ready to continue to grow and be even more aggressive in our growth and improvements. One thing I liked, and I wrote this down before we even had this conversation, as soon as I saw this, I was like, could we run a regional comparison of scores? Because I think when we look just at our one county, we maybe miss opportunities to do my second thing, like you all had talked about, the go see pieces. And again, not that anyone's doing anything great and better, but when we go see others, sometimes we learn a few things and get
We
some
went
gems.
to Linton,
And it
or
doesn't
we
take
went-
a
we
lot
went to
of money to go
Lakeview.
do that, right?
And we do have access to that, so it's easy to do. I know everybody always wants to know how are we in the county,
Right.
so that's why I included those in there for our short presentation this evening. But that's an easy
Yeah.
fix, and we can certainly do some regional.
Yeah, so along the idea of county, I appreciate that very much. I also think about who are our kids gonna be competing with?
Right.
They're gonna be competing with our whole region of schools and people for these different jobs coming up and what's gonna be out there, so.
Did you see the spreadsheet the DOE released? Did you get a chance to download it?
Okay.
It's pretty interesting, cause I was looking, I don't remember.
I can share that with you too. I
Sure.
mean, it's
Yeah.
all
That'd be
right there.
great, yeah.
I think, I
That'd be great.
might have, I don't know that if I included that, but it's public access, so I will share that in the memo.
That'd be great. So this is right in that sweet spot of the strategic plan for the school, right, and our growth, and I'm just thrilled with what you all have done here. So excited.
Anything else before we move on?
Since literally nobody's here that doesn't work here, we're gonna skip the participation.
I had something I wanted to say.
It's not your turn.
It's your turn at the end.
Oh,
You can
that's
say all
right.
you wanna say at the
You be
end.
quiet.
We saved the best for last.
It was recommended the agenda for the August 11th, 2020 meeting be approved as presented with additions, corrections, or deletions as recommended by the board. We don't have any changes, do we?
No, but there's
Okay.
like some minor verbiage.
Do we have a motion? Dennis, second. Sharon, all those four. 7-0. Does it recommend that the meetings from the minutes from the July 14th, 2025 meeting be approved as presented? Dennis, second. Kim, all those four. 7-0. Is recommended that the claims numbers 20577 through
20746.
be approved as presented. Any discussion on the claims? Nope. Okay, do I have a motion? Dennis, second. Kim, all those four. Mr. Lewis, would you like to take over?
I will, thank you very much. First off, we have I recommend the approval to advertise the 2026 school budget on Gateway. Just a little bit of background. This is just to advertise the budget. We have certain criteria we legally have to meet, so in September, we will come back and in September, I will present to the board a public hearing of what our budget is. And then we will then come back in October at that board meeting and ask for the approval of the budget. Once that's approved, we've got 5 days then to send it in, submit it formally on Gateway, and then they send us our 1782 late November, early December, and they tell us if we're gonna get the money that we asked for and where we fall into. Okay, so that's the process of the budget. I really just am seeking a motion to advertise it. I will go and plug the numbers into Gateway and formally submit those. They're in there already, most of them. We'll be working with our consultant on that as well.
All right, do I have a motion? Dennis, second. Heather? All those for? Natalie, you?
I'm for it.
Okay. 7-0.
Next, we have some early graduates. I seek a motion to approve 3 high school students for early graduation. Those students have met all the criteria or will at the end of their 7th semester. So I bring that motion to you.
Now, I have a question about that.
Okay.
Are these juniors graduating, or are these like,
No, they're seniors.
they're just gonna graduate a semester early?
Graduating a semester early, yeah.
All right, do I have the motion?
Yep.
Okay, good. You want to make a motion, not
Yeah.
comment, okay.
Yeah, motion.
Second, Sharon, I'll do that. All those for? 7-0.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before.
I'm sorry.
Just of, do you
Do I
guys
go back before we vote?
No, that's fine. But do you guys contact the early grads and just see how they're doing? And if they would do it again? It's kind of that kind of question of,
Kind of like a postgraduate survey.
yeah,
I know that they are included in the postgraduate survey, whether that is the, one of the questions that is asked. I don't believe that it is, but we can certainly add that.
'cause it just might be interesting to see, were they still happy with their decision to graduate early? I mean, was there an opportunity waiting for them in January, or were they just wanting to get out? The difference between, was it really beneficial?
I mean, with the 3 here, without using names so we can keep confidentiality, you know who the 3 are.
Yeah, I know.
What are their are they
Um,
enrolling early? Are they going to the workforce? What do you?
so I think we have one who's looking to kind of emancipate from
Okay,
parents as
okay,
soon as possible.
Okay.
And then the other 2 are already in the workforce or they have an in a career.
okay.
And in order to do this, for us to even approve it, they have to be on track to graduate. They have to have, and so that means their pathway and all that. So they've done all the school expectation, or we wouldn't bring their names to you.
Absolutely.
But that's a
But
good,
it-
we
but
do
it's-
want follow-up.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a follow-up,
Yeah.
if it's just a quick email or something to those.
As
Young adults.
as we progress to this new Indiana diploma, and the requirements that it holds, early grad as we know it will probably diminish, if not disappear completely.
I was gonna ask you that question, if that diploma requirement will.
Yeah, because in order to graduate early, they have to accomplish a seal. And the seal requirements in itself are incredibly, they're challenging for an 8-semester senior, let alone to be able to do it in 7 semesters.
Thank you.
Graduate early, they have to have a seal, not just the basic.
Correct, yeah, they
Right.
cannot graduate early
just
with just a basic Indiana diploma. They have to achieve
seals.
one of the honor seals.
Okay.
So potentially a 7-semester grad could happen, but somebody doing it at the end of their junior year is gonna be almost unheard of.
Yeah, what that would look like is, someone taking their ASVAB tests early.
Yeah.
Or, scoring, taking college classes during the summer. Something of that nature that allows for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So we need to vote for that, so.
No, we didn't.
We did, okay, I missed it, I'm sorry.
Sorry, jumped the gun on
Okay.
that one.
Next, I seek a motion to approve the second reading of the Neola policies as presented. Shared those with you last board meeting, so I seek that motion.
Mike, second. Natalie. All those for? 7-0.
Okay, next, seek a motion to increase the custodial staff pay from $15.40 an hour to $17 an hour. We will also reduce our number of custodians from 9 employees to 8 employees. I want to give a little bit of a background. We've had 2 positions open most of the summer, and we've had just 1 or 2 inquiries, and in each case, they've cited our low pay. I did a little bit of research checking some of the schools around us. At that $17 per hour, it gets us much more competitive with some of the schools in our area. So we hope that we can attract, some higher quality candidates and fill that position. Since we currently have 2, we would only be filling 1, because we're gonna go from 9 positions, full-time custodial positions, down to 8.
We don't need the other position.
Well, some of it, we do, we could use it, but we can manage without it. Everybody's feeling the pinch. We'll talk more about budgets as we go throughout the course of this year, but, the operations budget is going to be a little tighter this year. It is going to be. Senate Bill 1, and I'll get into a lot of details of that at the next board meeting, but, even by making this change, reducing from 9 to 8, and increasing the pay, we're still going to see a savings of about $5,000 for the year to the operations budget. So, we're not trying to take advantage of the employees we have. We want to, yes, they're going to be working a little harder. We're going to reward them with, that additional $1.60 an hour, but we also hope that we can find, they're all working really hard now because we're down 2 positions where we're really down 2.5 because we did not replace a position at the high school. And we've got a solution there that's working well. The position we will fill here is in the on the elementary campus. So I
Okay.
seek that motion.
Any discussion? Okay, do I have a motion? Dennis, second. Natalie, all those for? 7-0. I keep wanting to say Nicole. That's still in my.
Stop.
I know, it's just funny.
So next, I seek a motion to change the contract for Dawn Hostetter. She will now be considered the Director of Corporation Services. We will change that from a teaching contract to an administrative contract. I did list the parameters of that contract. It would be a 225-day contract with an annual salary of $87,500. The $87,500 would be the max that she could earn unless there was additional days put on there that would not be approved without myself approving those and bringing that to the board prior to.
Any discussion?
And that would be effective July 1 with all of our other admin contracts. So we're good back to July 1 for that, yeah. That was not in there, but it would be effective July 1 like all of our other admin contracts.
I'd like to make that motion.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought you were up. Okay, Kim. Second, Dennis, all those for? Okay.
Next, seek a motion to approve the 8th grade DC trip on May 5th through 9th. That's a Tuesday through Saturday like they normally do that. We'll be back early Saturday morning. Exciting trip. They've done it for a number of years. I've paid my dues and been on that charter bus, so I will see them off and welcome them when they come back. So, but no, I seek that motion. It's a great opportunity for our kids.
Any discussion on this?
Those
Should we let them
kids,
go?
they start fundraising like in 6th grade, is that right?
They get money in 7th grade,
Okay,
that goes they can choose to put towards it.
Okay.
But they do a lot of the fundraising in 8th grade. They have some ideas already the cookie dough money that the 8th graders earn will go towards their DC trip. And then we have lip sync money
Snooze, you lose.
goes towards the DC trip. Pie in the face,
Do you happen to know the cost?
yes. So
It's getting expensive, I mean.
So we almost were looking at alternatives because Nathan came to me early last week, and the buses had went up $7,000.
Oh, jeez.
So that's a huge cost. And then they were saying that they did not have any overnight drivers anymore, so we were gonna have to stop again and spend the night, which was of course more money. So it was going to be at least $1,000 per child. And we were concerned that that was not going to work. However, they did find some overnight drivers. Luckily, Nathan has a great relationship with the people there, and he talked to them, and we did find some overnight drivers, and we have been able to get it back down to around what it was before, which is around $800, so.
It's a lot of money.
Still depends on how many
And
students go.
and then it depends on how many go, because if you have, if we sign up to take 2 buses, but then we have open seats in one, we have to pay for those seats, so.
What percentage go? Do you remember? Went last year?
Last year we had a little lower of a group, but I would say probably 40%, 30 to 40% go.
Such a great opportunity.
It is a great trip,
We
a lot
just
of
got
history.
the handout came home today.
Okay,
Yeah,
I know
So
Mandy
we're excited
Busker's
we're still
working on some
going.
fundraising because I've helped her with some donations, so.
yes.
Okay, do I have a
On
motion?
a silent auction.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry. Second, Dennis, all those for? 7-0.
Okay, next, I seek a motion to approve the disposal of the old light control panel box for the stage lighting in the elementary gym.
Oh, I'll make that motion, I wanna get rid of it. Second.
You'll throw it away yourself.
Yeah,
Good second.
Natalie. All those for? 7-0.
Next, I seek a motion to approve registration for the school board members that wish to attend or choose to attend the Indiana School Board Conference. That will be held September 15th and 16th. I believe I shared some links with you already to take a look at that. I will be attending, so I think we can set in some conferences and some workshops together if any of you do choose to go, but I will be there. So just seek that motion that we have the approval to sign you up if
Okay.
if you choose to go.
Okay, Mike made the motion, second, Kim, all those for? 7-0.
Next, a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between Greene Sullivan Special Education Co-op and Eastern Greene Schools. This MOU is for a provision to provide us a physical therapy services for our students who are eligible for that for this school year. We did have a resignation a couple board meetings back of our physical therapist that we had contracted with at that point. There's not a lot of those out there, and just in some other conversations that Lindsay, our special ed director, she had with the director at Greene Sullivan, they said that their person might be available, and they signed the MOU, and it's $70 an hour for those contracted services, which is very reasonable for that. So that's what the MOU is.
Okay, do I have any discussion on this? Nope. Okay, do I have a motion? Sharon, second? Heather, sorry.
Nicole.
I'm just so used to all those for? 7-0.
Okay, now we have some personnel, several resignations here. First, a motion to approve the resignation of Levi Cisco as a full-time custodian effective August 8th. That's one of the 2 positions. He and his wife were our two employees in the elementary school, had a baby. So she's not coming back, and he's trying to find a job that pays more, so.
Okay, do I have a motion? Sharon, second. Mike, all those for? 7-0.
And we hate to see both of them go. They were very good employees. job for us. Next, a motion to approve the resignation of Julianne Creedon as an early learning center lead teacher, effective August 1st. This was a person that was hired in the July board meeting and resigned the next morning. So that's why we bring you this resignation.
All right, do I have a motion? Dennis, second. Heather, all those for? 7-0.
They don't get a pension, do they?
I don't know the exact reason. I think they took a position somewhere else. But I'm not certain on that. Motion, I seek another motion for resignation of Mary Stanger as the school psychologist effective July 30th, 2025.
Do you have a motion? Dennis, second. Natalie, all those for? 7-0.
Okay, we'll continue on with some resignations. A motion to approve the resignation of Jordan Webb as the middle school PE teacher effective August 1st, 2025.
Do you have a motion? Okay. Natalie, second. Dennis,
I can't be the second and the first.
and all those for? 7-0.
You're all treated equal.
Also, I seek a motion to approve the resignation of Tori Stebbins as elementary fourth grade teacher. She will continue her employment with us until a replacement has been hired. That position has been posted. We will start that process to hire somebody. I think we've even had an interview already, but we legally have to post it for at least a week before we can act on that, so.
Okay. Have a motion? Dennis, second. Natalie, all those for? 7-0.
Okay,
Everybody quit.
I seek a motion to approve the resignation of Rhonda McNerney as elementary instructional assistant effective August 1st. A little background on this. I think there was some miscommunication between myself and Dustin before he resigned and Mrs. McNerney on what exactly her job description would be. And when I talked with her, she would rather sub, and she's a great sub for us, and ultimately could probably make more money doing that, and there's not a limit to her hours. So she's resigning her IA position to sub with us full time.
Okay, do you have a motion? Natalie, second. Kim, all those for? 7-0.
I seek another resignation, a motion to approve the resignation of Kelsey Carmichael as the elementary computer facilitator effective August 1st, 2025.
Okay, do you have a motion? Heather, second. Natalie, all those for? 7-0.
Another resignation, a motion to approve the resignation of Tommy Bell as the girls softball coach at the high school level for the 25-26 season.
Okay, do you have a motion? Dennis, second. Natalie, all those for? 7-0.
And we do thank Coach Bell. He spent a couple seasons with us at least, and a lot of improvements to the facilities, and he worked to get some sponsorships for that, so we do appreciate what he's done for us. Next, I seek a motion to hire Tim Mosier as the middle school 7th grade teacher effective immediately. This will be a one-year contract. I would like to explain a little bit about this.
Sure.
Okay, so Tim served as a student teacher for us and did a really nice job, and we had hired Tim at the last board meeting as a facilitator. He was going to be a middle school facilitator. Well, I've shared with the board already that we are creating a 5th grade position because of the numbers. And Jamie Hudson, who is already approved as a school employee for certified, is licensed to teach 5th grade. And we're reassigning Jamie to 5th grade, so there's no board action there. We're just assigning him to that, which opens up a 7th grade social studies position. Tim is licensed in 7th grade, so he's licensed in social studies, which includes 7th grade. So Tim will not need an emergency license or anything like that. So Tim, the reason that's on here is we need to officially hire Tim to be the 7th grade teacher. Jamie, there's no official action because it's just a transfer.
All right.
And that's 1-year contract. for
This
him.
is technically they're all 1-year contracts, but, and the process doesn't change, but yes, I want it noted as a 1-year contract because we will reassess our numbers and see where we're at each year.
Okay, do you have a motion? Natalie, second. Dennis, those for? 7
Next, I seek a motion to hire Adrian Eads as the middle school classroom facilitator position effective immediately. Adrian is currently an instructional assistant at the middle school level. This facilitator position is the one being vacated by
Yeah.
Tim Mosier. So we would, I request the motion to move Adrian to that position. She's changing classifications of jobs, thus I need board approval to make this change, okay?
Okay.
And we will not replace her IA position.
Okay, yeah. Motion Natalie, second. Heather, all those for? 7
What area did she focus on with IA, do you know?
Well, no, she was just an instructional, she was,
Well, last year she was in PE and in Mrs. Z's room. And then this year she was scheduled to be with 7th and 8th grade mostly. So we've had some holes because of that, but we've been able to kind of move people around to fix the holes.
and I believe we have an intern from the high school that comes over and is gonna fill some of those holes
Yeah.
as part of their
Okay.
assignment. And I believe we have a student teacher
We
at
do.
the middle school that will fill some of that first
You might
semester.
know him.
Awesome.
Lives at the second level of my house.
Are you taking students?
No, just that one, so. the
I
one
could
for
give
right
you
now.
a couple.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Next, I seek a motion to hire Kendall Reed as our high school JAG specialist position, effective immediately. This is a one-year position. This is a reimbursement position as well. We will pay initial cost and JAG will reimburse us for both the salary and the benefits.
Okay, do you have a motion? Mike, second. Natalie, all those for? 7
Okay, next I have a motion to approve the hiring of Will Lewis as the elementary computer facilitator, effective August 5th, 2025.
So we've done a background check on this, Gary?
Yes, we did. We
Okay.
did do a background. He did complete the background check.
Okay.
So,
Do you have-
Good questions about his dad.
yeah.
Well, that comes up in the background check, that's why. Do I have a motion? Natalie, second. Dennis, all those for? 7
Next, I seek a motion to approve the hiring of Chelsea Pate as an early learning center instructional assistant, effective August 1st. In our new preschool classroom that we added, the third classroom, she's one of the instructional assistants that works with the lead teacher in that classroom.
Okay, do I have a motion? Dennis, second. Sharon, all those for? 7
Next, I seek a motion to approve the hiring of Addie Hayworth as a Kids Zone assistant effective August 1st, 2025. For those of you, just a reminder, refresher, Kids Zone is our after-school program that runs basically from 3 o'clock to 5:30. We have a couple leads and then a couple assistants that are with them. We've kind of expanded that a little bit because our preschool ends at 3 o'clock now. So those kids go to aftercare if they choose, and it costs a little extra, but we've separated them into two groups. There'll be a younger group and an older group when we work through all the logistics of that.
Okay, do I have a motion? Dennis, second. Kim, all those for? 7
Next, I seek a motion to approve the hiring of Catalina Baker as a Kid Zone assistant effective August 1st, 2025.
You have a motion? Kim, second. Dennis, all those for? 7
Okay, next, I seek a motion to approve the following mentorships at both the high school and the middle school level. It's good practice and it's part of our contract and it's just the right thing to do. For our new teachers or young teachers that are new to Eastern Greene, we've set them up with a mentor. You can see for Austin Matricardi, his mentor will be Jennifer Shively. Alex Triple at the high school, his mentor will be Rich Tarr. Macy Bowles at the high school, her mentor will be Mary Reagan. Here at the middle school, we have Tim Mosier, who we just recently hired to here tonight. His mentor will be Alex Clary. And for Jalen Yoho, our 5th grade teacher, who does come with a little experience, but we have a mentor for her as well. and that's Dina Pretty. And then finally at the middle school, for Kayla Robb, we have a mentor, Daisha Campbell. And that is a paid, they are compensated a small amount. Thus, we bring it to the board to help approve that.
Okay, do I have a motion? Natalie, second. Mike, all those for? 7-0.
All right. At the middle school, this is something that I fought for many years ago, that we pay our team leaders, because they did that for free several years, and we now do have that as a paid position. So I bring to you a motion to approve the following team lead positions at the middle school. For the 5th grade team, Whitney Russell. For the 6th grade team, Alex Clary. 7th grade team, Amy Goodwin. 8th grade team, Haley Bowersock, and representing special ed will be Karen White. So I seek that motion.
Okay, do I have a motion? Heather, second. Sharon, those for? 7-0.
Okay, at the high school, they don't have team leads, but they kind of have, well, I guess they are team leads, but they're more department chairs in the more traditional sense. For the high school fine arts department chair, we have Rob Drummond. High school language arts department chair, Jennifer Shively. For the math department chair, Sarah Jean. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
High school science department chair, Andy Hutcherson. Social studies department chair, Dylan Abel. Special education department chair, Mary Reagan. Foreign language department chair, Michelle Hayes. And CTE vocational department chair, Jill Boner.
Okay, do I have a motion? So Sharon, second. Dennis, all those for?
We also have a whole list of club and ECA sponsors, so a motion to approve the following high school club ECA positions in the high school for the 25-26 school year. FFA, Hannah Martin. FCCLA, Kelly Provo. National Honor Society, Irene Birch. High school esports, Alexander Triple. Student council is Caitlin Morgan. High school art club is Daniel Zapata. High school academic bowl, Clinton Birch. Pet band, Kirsten Ogle. High school choir and orchestra director, Rob Drummond. High school yearbook advisor, Teresa Bartlett. And high school marching band, Kirsten Ogle. And finally, the senior class sponsor is Jennifer Shively.
The junior sponsor was also left off.
I think we already did that one. I think we did that one at a previous board meeting.
So we are gonna have a marching band this year?
They actually did some work this summer.
I saw with Bloomfield.
Yeah, they combined, I know other counties have done that, and they're looking to grow those numbers, and they can even compete in the state fair circuit as a combined band with other, I know Montgomery County does that, for example.
That's cool.
So I know there's some momentum, and
Yeah.
Kirsten would like to explore and grow that.
Okay, do I have a motion? Okay, Sharon, second. Mike, all those for? 7-0.
I have a quick question, kind of this whole theme.
Sure.
Do we have on the elementary side then like pods or leads or grade level leads or
We
anything like that?
do have, you have grade level leads, do you not?
We do, yeah. We're still getting them formed, but we do.
And I have to look and see, I'm assuming that it's in the, I'd have to look at the contract, I know, I should know that, but I would have to look and see, I'm assuming it's in there. Huh? I'll have to look and see.
Okay.
It should be.
Next, middle school football coach, a motion to approve Garrett Hickman as a middle school football volunteer assistant coach.
Have a motion? Dennis, second. Natalie, all those for? 7-0.
We do have some donations here, a motion to approve the following donations, $2,058.39. The Eastern Greene Football Booster Club to the Eastern Greene Athletics for purchase of football practice equipment and apparel for the coaching staff, and a $2,000 donation from the Colleen Union Church to Eastern Greene Schools.
I just got a message from Mrs. Drummond saying, yes, elementary team leaders are in the contract.
They are, yeah, that's what I'm looking up right now.
Well, you're too slow, Ms. Boner.
I know.
So yes, we will bring
Ms.
you those
Drummond,
names, we will bring you those names in
faster.
September.
Take notes too.
And I don't have to fix the contract, so that's good.
Shows somebody's watching.
Thank you. It's good to know we have people watching, yeah.
Yeah, important people. Okay, do I have a motion to approve this?
For their donations, thank you.
Yes, Dennis? Second? Natalie? All those for? 7-0. As always, we thank all our donors.
We do have one late item, and I believe it's on the back page of your packet there. I do seek a motion to approve the resignation of C.J. Shelton as the boys high school baseball coach for the 25-26 season.
I have a motion by Dennis, second. Mike, all those for? 7-0.
Okay. So, discussion items. Want them to?
I don't, yeah, if you all wanna,
Do you guys wanna give it just a quick update of?
I'll go first.
pressure's on your first one.
Yes, right, it's gonna be short and sweet.
Bring donuts.
This is her first
No, that's
meeting,
when
next
they're
time I
hired.
will.
Oh, okay, I get that
That's when they're higher.
Next time. I did just wanna give an update. We had an open house event on the Monday before school started. Mr. Lewis was able to come over there. It was very well attended. I think almost every teacher said they met with every single family or maybe one or two that didn't show up. So I just wanna say thank you to the teachers. I know that's extra work for them to get their work, their room put together before parents come in, and thank you to the families that came out. So our open house was a success. I also want to thank our custodial staff because they had the building looking amazing. I know those days teachers are putting stuff in the hallway that they don't want, and they were just doing their best to keep it looking great. I also want to talk about our kindergarten soft start and thank you for working with us on that. It was a huge success, just sort of easing the kids and the parents into the routine of kindergarten. I know it wasn't easy for families. They were very accommodating. The teachers were very accommodating, but I think when we sat down on Friday, they felt like it was worth the work that was put into it. So I just appreciate everyone who organized that and the parents. I want to give a huge thank you to my office staff. They've been incredible. Beth and Emily have been getting families registered and getting teachers what they need and helping me feel like I know what I'm doing every day. So I just want to give a special thank you to them. I want to thank this administrative team with Mr. Lewis, Ms. Clary, and Mr. Kirkendall. I couldn't ask for more support coming into this. So I just thank you guys for everything. And just, the community in general welcoming me. It's been a great start and I'm really excited about this year.
Cool.
I'll go quickly too. We talked about our goals when we talked about the iLearn at the very beginning, but just kind of circling back around, our data boards are up. If you saw some of the pictures that were posted from the middle school, Mrs. Goodwin already had her students out in the hallway. She was giving them a speech about where they started, where they were last year, how much they improved. She gave them a little challenge to compete with the last year's group, and so I was really, it warmed my administrator heart to see that already happening on week 1. So I'm really excited to see everybody else's boards go up. I know they will. I wanted to thank Kim for providing the space at the Ridge for our admin retreat, and Mr. Lewis for putting that together. I felt like that was very beneficial to kind of all of us get on the same page. I thought it went really well. Great way to kind of align everything that we have in mind. So I appreciate that. I also wanted to address our open house. We had 2 nights. We did 5th and 6th one night, 7th and 8th the other night. It was a great start. We had a lot of families come out, lots of positive energy, lots of questions. It was just set the tone for a really strong start to the school year. The first days of school, as we kind of mentioned with some of the items on the agenda, were kind of wild over in the middle school. It's the wild, wild west over there most of the time, but especially last week. And so it was very successful. Our staff, our students, they all went with the flow. They were flexible. We had a smooth start, as smooth as it could be, I think, with all the changes. I also wanted to thank the office crew, Amy, Cheyenne, and Leslie. They've gone above and beyond to get us ready between registrations and schedules. We've changed them about 100 times. We're on copy like number 20 of our final schedule. So I appreciate everybody that's worked with that and helped us get there. Fifth grade, I'm proud of our fifth grade students for the way they've handled coming over into the middle school. We've already had a great start. I think that they've had a positive attitude. They're excited to be in middle school. We had talks about lockers and water bottles and not too much spray stuff. To keep that at home. So, but they're excited to be over here. And then adding a fifth grade teacher, I want to thank all of you and Mr. Lewis for making that happen. It's a huge request and we recognize that, but it's one that's gonna make a big difference. I think it's gonna support our goals as far as iLearn goes, but just our overall, how we run the middle school. And so I really appreciate that happening. Shout out to all my teachers, who have made everything possible. And then last but not least, I wanted to say that I'm grateful for the time that I had with Jordan Webb in the middle school. I was definitely sad to see him go. However, I'm very excited for the opportunities that he has to grow his business and spend some more time with his family. So wanted to thank him for that.
All right, wait a minute, I think you forgot to thank somebody. The custodial team for keeping the floors clean so the admin team can sleep on the.
So we can sleep on the floor. Yes, I did, you're right.
Okay.
On Friday when I passed out on the floor, I want to thank the custodians
Oh, it's
for
passing out. I thought you were all just
I was not
napping.
asleep, I was
Oh,
it.
okay, I
I
thought
just
you were
fell
napping.
down.
Oh, okay.
None.
I thought you were all just napping. Okay, never mind.
Good evening. We're starting the school year off with 353 enrolled at the high school. This past week, the energy has been high. They're doing a great job for the first week of school.
How's that compared to last year?
Last
You remember?
year, well.
Our total right now, we are
last year was
5
330.
higher than we were on the official count day last year.
Okay.
1,000, what?
We were at 1080 last year, we're at 1085 right now. And that's all accounted for.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I think last year we ended about 336, 337.
Yeah, we're close.
We had a strong showing at our freshman kickoff and something new this year, which was to have a parent meeting, especially with all the new changes going on with the new diploma. It was very well received. We plan to do a follow-up meeting with freshman parents, specifically to go a little bit more in depth with the new diploma requirements later this fall. The administration team at the high school is currently trying to work through the new school accountability measures and identify where we need to target our efforts. We believe our collective success last year between SAT, Bio iLearn, our attendance rate, all of those school accountability measures in which we did very, very well, they're going to put us in a really good position to get a very positive grade. But we want to continue that success. That's just the beginning. So we're really trying to take a look to see where we can make some improvements and get some of those points that we would otherwise potentially lose elsewhere. As we kind of plan for our messaging this year, we're going to be diving into the accountability measures with our staff as well, and really trying to explain that, because that's something that doesn't really get explained all that often. Currently, we have 22 students participating at Hoosier Hills, 5 students doing work-based learning through employers, and 7 internships actually working for the school district in various positions. Our hope is to grow those internships into apprenticeships. Building.
Now, the ones here on our campus are part of the upskills.
Correct,
programs,
yeah, and
right?
I was about ready to say, one such intern I'm gonna talk about here in a minute, my social media intern. But yeah, thank you to ROI and their upskill program, because without them kind of spearheading that, I don't think we'd be where we are. So they kind of helped a lot with some of the logistical stuff, so thank you.
Thank you guys for taking a leap into that, because schools. I think you're one of our schools in the region that have the most diverse group of students working in some different pockets, so.
We dove in.
I will.
A great place to
I
go
will
see.
add that, Dawn did some work, and we've applied, and most of the kids have been approved. We're still waiting on a couple, that we get half of the money compensated back from Earn Indiana. So we're paying these students $13. Not all of our internships are paid, but the ones that are paid, they, while we're paying them $13 an hour, we do get reimbursed half of that for those students, so. And $13 an hour is a pretty good, solid pay for the kids to get. I mean, they would, they wouldn't get that at fast food, or it'd be right at that at the best, so.
And the convenience of it, yeah.
So, sorry, Eric, I didn't mean to.
No, you're all right.
Yeah.
Our social media has kind of kicked back up with the beginning of this school year. In the past few days, this year, Carrington Wyatt has taken the reins as our social media intern. You're going to be able to catch her media articles on Facebook and also at the high school website. So I just wanted to let the public know about that. She's already really done a great job already. So. Also, kind of want to shout out to Mr. Tarr. If you haven't been over to the high school lately, Mr. Tarr has built a greenhouse for Mrs. Martin, and it is near completion. That's another great example of one program that we have serving another program that we have, and that's how we keep things rolling and kind of make some of these learning pieces applicable and unique for us. So we're actively seeking those opportunities where we can kind of support each other. But I just wanted to thank him because I know that was a large undertaking, and I saw and it even helped try to dig some of those post holes, and that ground is rough. A lot of rock. So I'm looking forward to see what he does with his classes this year. Best of luck to our girls golf, cross country, soccer, volleyball, cheerleaders, and football teams as they begin their seasons. Just want to wish you all success. Thank you again to Tommy Bell and CJ Shelton for their efforts with our baseball and softball teams. Absolutely want to wish them the best of luck. I know Tommy has a lot of plans of doing some traveling, so I want to just wish them best of luck. Congratulations to Hannah Martin for winning the Whole Kids Garden Grant. It's a $3,500 grant for some, I believe, sustainable gardening up by the ag shop. So she's excited to get that going along with that greenhouse. Thank you to Ariel Busenberg and Sarah Haynes for all their hard work to reopen the school. Greatly appreciate both of them. Both of them are fantastic and do a wonderful job for us. So we would not run as smoothly without them. So, and then last but not least, wanted to thank custodial and maintenance staff for all their hard work this summer. There were a couple times walking into the high school where we had some humidity. It kind of felt like a rainforest, yeah, an interior rainforest. So they did a really good job of triaging those problems and getting us through those more difficult times, and so I really appreciate it. You can tell both custodial and maintenance just have a genuine love for the people in the building and definitely the kids, so really do appreciate them.
Can I ask you a clarifying question? So you said we're the 22 are going to Hoosier Hills?
Correct, yes.
Is that what you have for CTE? And then 5 work-based learnings separate from that, and 7 interns upskill?
Yeah, the 22 students are not our own. They are not the only CTE kids we have.
Right.
Those are just those 22 students are involved in the Hoosier Hills pathways.
Okay.
Either a fire science or fire science. I believe there's like nursing. There's some stuff that is available there. We are trying to work with our local fire department to actually bring the fire science program from MCCSC to grow it back here to where it benefits our community. So I have a meeting set here in the very near future with them.
That's great. That's great. Thank you.
I got a question. I was approached by a parent that the Hoosier Hills, apparently some of the students don't get much time to eat lunch. They're wanting to know if they could eat on the bus, which is prohibited right now. Would that be possible?
I can look into it.
I can address that. That, they do have enough time. They just have to eat quickly. It's probably not as short as what's being
Well, yeah,
relayed.
they don't have as much time as they normally do.
They don't. We have taken the food off the bus because there was some messes and there was trash on the bus, and we had kids that would get on those buses to go home questioning because those drivers typically do not allow it. And Dennis brought that to me specifically and asked me about that. So the students, and we've even talked about if they need to, they could even, leave a few minutes early for the passing period or something. Didn't we talk about that?
I believe so lunch starts at, I believe 11:05. They load that bus at 11:20, I believe. So and we take their orders in the morning for lunch so that when they come down, they don't necessarily have to wait in line, they just can grab and go, cause it's,
So how much time do they have?
about 15 minutes.
Which is shorter than
It
the
is
other
shorter,
kids have.
yes, yeah.
But there's a trade-off because they're going to Hoosier Hills. There's the reason we didn't have it on the bus is the reason I explained to you that Dennis brought to me. So we can revisit that and see. I've not had a parent come to me. Have you had any parents come
I
to
am
you?
not, so.
I had, I just.
So if you want to share with that parent to reach out to Mr. Kirkendall, and then he can, see what their concerns are and come up with a solution.
You're not wrong.
I have just a couple quick things. We did have 2 great in-service days prepping for the school year, August 1st and 4th. I just want to thank our entire faculty and staff for their attention. I did give a presentation, talked a little bit about budget and some other items, and I thought they were very attentive, and I had some follow-up. They asked some questions, and I do appreciate their time. And then the same on the 4th. They came in and worked hard to get ready for the school year. Both the back-to-school nights were a great success at the middle school as well as the elementary. I did notice at the elementary, there's a lot of former students that have kids over there. So I think that means I am getting older each year. So that was it was funny, but it was like, man, I am getting older. So, but it was great to see. It was great to see some former students come back and be excited for their kids to be here. That was pretty cool to see. Eric mentioned the numbers at the high school at 353. I can tell you the elementary is at 393, and the middle school is at 339. The pre-K is approximately 45. I know that 2 of our classrooms are at capacity at 15 or 16. Maybe one of them might have 17, and the other is a few below. They're closer to 12, but because we are the developmental preschool as well, if we have students that need to be identified, we leave a few spots for those students to be included. So that's where we're at there. We do have a fairly extensive waiting list. So Mrs. Quimby and I have already talked to explore, could we expand to that 4th class? We just have to look and see. So that is a discussion that we've had. So that puts our total at 1085. That's not counting preschool because we don't get any funding for them. But I will share that in the budget I have to do an estimate. They always tell us to estimate low because you don't want to estimate high and not meet that. So my estimate was at 1068, which was extreme. I based it on the numbers that were in there. So we are well above that. So hopefully we can maintain these numbers and maybe even add a little bit between now and then. I do want to say that we've kind of hit the ground running with our Kids at Hope. We did the training in May, and those that don't recall, Kids at Hope is just a research-based philosophy and framework that focuses on creating a culture of hope and opportunity for all children. Especially those that have challenges in their life. Basically, we just believe that all children are capable of success, no exceptions. That success might look different for each kid, but all of our teachers have embraced that. I know they do the Kids at Hope pledge at the elementary right now. They do that each morning, and we're just going to continue to build on that in the future. I know that we're going to build on that momentum and get some additional professional development for some of our leaders to expand that in the years to come. So we're actually looking at attending the Masters Institute in September. Finally, I just like everybody else did, I just wanna thank everyone for a huge thank you for the success of the start of the school year. Everybody, maintenance, custodian teams, transportation teams, Chartwells, our instructional assistants, teachers, administrators. I mean, we just had a seamless and fantastic start to the school year. There's always little hiccups, you know, we have kindergartners that get to the wrong bus for whatever reason. It doesn't happen a lot, but, you know, people get upset coming into the building, you know, we've got to work through all that, but everybody's been great. It's just exciting to see that, and, you know, our goal is that we'll all continue to work together and have great years, both academically, socially, and extracurricular for all of our students. Let's just continue to have a great school year. We're off to a great start. That's all I've got.
Sure.
I hope you have a wonderful year. Sounds like a great start.
Just excited about the retreat outcomes and
Yeah.
the planning you all have done, great work, and just to remind you to think about regionally, we can go see things really easily, and we can help coordinate those connection points, and whether it's to go see student-run businesses, or go see digital fabrication labs, or engineering programs, or your trip you did to Kids of Hope, Washington, so please feel free to, you know, raise your hand and say, hey, we'd like to learn more about this, if you have something come up like that. Yep. Have a great year.
Natalie,
I agree, ditto.
Dennis? Okay, now's your time to talk. Mike?
Oh, I thought you were talking about him.
No,
Free
he said
donuts.
no.
Well, I don't
You
know.
wanted to talk earlier, so now's your
I
time.
wanna talk to you.
Oh, okay.
I forgot one, Scott, someone on it. I'd just like to also give a shout out to Jamie Bellman for her work she did with the
Absolutely.
JAG program. Just the influence she had, and the, you know, lives that got,
Thanks for stealing mine, but that's okay.
oh, I'm sorry.
I wasn't gonna mention it, cause
Okay.
you know,
That's
the amount of work Jamie put into this place was just it was just amazing. And, you know, it wasn't her fault,
yeah, right.
the end that came to JAG, and, you know, it breaks my heart, cause, you know, she really had an impact on this school and a lot of kids. I saw it.
Yeah.
A lot of kids, she really made a difference.
I'll ditto that. I mean, she did a fantastic job, and not just with JAG, but she put herself out there and
Absolutely.
volunteered for a lot of stuff, so that's one that I forgot to say, thank you.
That's a tough loss for our school. So, other than that, you know, just thanks to all the staff. You know, they're working hard. You know, we're kind of entering a tough situation, and you know, it just seems like they all step up and put the extra mile in. It's extremely appreciated. So, okay. Without anything else, as recommended, the meeting be adjourned at 7:49 p.m. Do I have a motion? Dennis? Second? Natalie? Dennis, you can't do it
Oh,
twice.
sorry.